everybody, welcome back to Megan's Table. Today I'm not in the kitchen, but I am upstairs in our TV room. This is where my kids watch TV and play video games and things like that. The reason I'm up here is I want to show you my food storage. I have a little food storage closet up here. In the past I've had bigger rooms for my food storage, but if you've seen my pantry video, I'll link it below if you haven't. I have a pretty large pantry in this house, the largest pantry I've ever had. And so I keep a lot of my food storage in there. I'll try to insert a clip. So I don't need as big a space for my food storage. So I have a little closet, walk-in closet that I use, and I don't even devote the whole thing to food storage. So to answer a few questions, I am a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. That is a big part of why I have food storage. We have been asked just to kind of be prepared for anything. And so food storage is one of the ways we've been asked to be financially secure and have savings and have, spiritually prepared and strengthen our own testimony, and also to be have food storage. And so that's something that I have worked on for the last almost all our marriage. But my food storage into two parts. One is long-term food storage. So beans and rice and wheat and things like that that are going to last. You buy a bucket and it can last. The shelf life is over 25 years. The second part that I do is when I go to the store, not every time, but I kind of stock up as I go. So it's more I can't talk today. It's more like everyday food storage. So when I go to the store, not every time, but when it's needed, I'll grab, if I need syrup, I'll grab 2. If I need pasta, I'll grab 3 or 4, if they're on sale especially. And so that's the kind of thing I do. I do also have, I guess you can call it food storage in my freezers, which I'm going to do a freezer tour coming up. But of course, that without power, that could all be lost. We do have a generator, but that could only last for so long as well in the event of a big emergency. Which brings me to another fact about food storage. I'm not saving food storage because we may have this big natural disaster. That is one reason, but there's lots of reasons you could use your food storage. One is a big disaster. I've lived in places where we've lost power for days, and it's not up here, but downstairs we have a little stove and fuel stored. And so we were able to cook using that, and that was fun. Another reason would be if you lose your job or your spouse loses a job. I have a friend who that happened to. Her husband got laid off and to live on food storage, and that was one expense that they didn't have to try to figure out, because you have so many expenses that don't stop, that are ongoing, and you've got to pay. But that was something that they kind of had control over, that they could live mostly off their food storage. I'm sure they bought a few things here and there, but they didn't have to worry about that. And I think that was a huge load off for them. So those are just some things. If you have any more questions, let me know. I'm trying to think of questions that I've gotten in the past. I'm nowhere near where like a rock star at food storage. I mean, I don't even have, some people have a log, and they've, you can go online and there's calculators like, I have 8 people in my family. This is how much wheat I should store for 3 months or 6 months or a year. This is how much powdered sugar I should store 3 months, 6 months, a year. So I'm nowhere near that particular. Maybe I will be one day. I'm kind of in the gathering phase. And what was I going to say? Oh, another thing that it's not my strength, is water storage. That is very important, and I need to focus on that. I haven't been. I have a big water tub, barrel that someone gave to me, and I don't even have it filled. Like, I need to have that filled. I have water on hand, so that if something happened, like we lost water for a few days, we'd be fine. But long term, I mean, maybe even not a few days, like 1 or 2. So I guess that's it. Let me go ahead and show you what I got. Okay, so this is just an overview. Like I said, it's not very big. I know there's some that's just huge, but also, like I said, in my pantry So I guess combined, I have a lot. If you, you know, I have a lot of wheat and I have beans and rice and things like that in my pantry. So, but this is a start, and maybe I'll do an update once I get more. But this is what I have for now. So, and you can see we have other stuff up here because like memories and this tub down here. Sorry about the lighting, it's in the closet. That tub is like memorabilia, and then, you know, who doesn't have a giant game controller? Anyways, so these are my 2 measly water containers. Down here I have extra dish soap and fabric softener. And a lot of these things, some things I buy, I'll show you, like down here I buy from food storage companies, but then some things are just stuff from the grocery store, extra Costco things. So over here we have paper towels, paper plates. I bought them when they were on sale. This, these cans and that box are wheat and almond milk that I just bought at Costco, and I have the extras up here. I will stop to say something about wheat. Wheat is very important. You've probably heard that it's been called the staff of life. That's because you can actually live on it for a little while, and it can sustain your life. I urge you to get wheat. Wheat, if you're thinking about starting food storage, grab some wheat. Even if you don't know how to use it, wheat has gone up in price. It's gone up, there's this like funky shadow. Wheat has gone up in price, and if you don't know how to use it, still just get it and then figure it out, because it keeps going up. I mean, when I first started buying 25-pound bags for $6, and I think they're upwards of 10 now, or closer to 10. I may be wrong. Wheat is just a full balance, a nutrition that is so good that it can sustain life. And if that's all you, even if that's all you have, I grind it into bread, and it's so good, fresh, and doesn't have all the preservatives and things that bread off the shelf has. So if you've never had bread with freshly ground wheat before, oh, it's so good. You're never gonna want to go back to buying wheat bread at the store. It is so good. So anyway, so I have a lot of wheat. I have some wheat downstairs, box right here. And then down on the bottom is pretty much all wheat, except I have a few, like this is whole egg powder, and everything else is wheat. And I have this out because I need to use it next. It's a lot older than these. And then, so these are number 10 cans, and I buy these mostly from like my church. Like I said, I belong to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So the church has a cannery that they sell them at, and also other companies like, Emergency Essentials, BePrepared.com. Yeah, so yeah, these Thrive products right here are from a company called Shelf Reliance, although now I think they've just changed the name to Thrive. So down here, like I said, mostly wheat. Up here I have the other number 10 cans, so I've got corn and beans and spelt, chopped onions even. I mean, I've got a lot of all my instant powdered milk, beans. These are extra lids so that when I open these, I put them in my pantry with the lid on it. And then I have randomness, coconut flour, cocoa. These are Ritz crackers. And then everything else is kind of from Costco or the grocery store. Like I said, I stock up. So I have everyday items on hand. I've got beans, just kind of random stuff. I use these in a recipe. And so when I was at the store last, I bought a few, and you know what? If the price goes up, I've already got them. Garbanzo beans, I've got baking products, spices are something good even to have, because you're not gonna wanna sit and eat bland foods if you have an emergency. Treats even, I mean, those won't last years and years in here, but I've got, you know, extra. Then I've got rice in the bags. Obviously they don't last as long as in the number 10 cans, but I'll use these first. And then these are just things I bought at Costco, and extra things that I've had. Now I will say, something you want to be sure is to kind of like have meals. So if I have tuna and pancake mix, you know, that's not gonna make a great meal. So like tuna, and then I want to make sure downstairs I have some mayonnaise, and I have wheat to make bread, and I, you know, may want to get some pickles, things like that. I've got snacks up here that I buy at Costco, and I put about half in my pantry at a time, and then I leave them up here. Gosh, what else? This milk, I've had emergencies where, you know, I needed milk for recipe and I was all out and I didn't want to go to the store, or it was a day I don't go to the store, like on Sundays, and I made that, and you can't even tell in recipes. And I have a lot of recipes that I've tried. Let me know if you're interested in like a food storage recipe. I've done like apple crisps, and I made meals out of my food storage. The important things to remember are to use it. Especially with the things bought at the grocery store, but all of it. Things bought at the grocery store are obviously going to expire faster, and so you're going to be using it up, because if you aren't using your food storage and then you have an emergency, you'll be like, well, I don't know how to make anything with this. Well, that would be good to know. So using your food storage, and also it's going to expire, so you need to be rotating through it. And the nice thing is about, like I said, beans and wheat and rice and things like that is they last a long time. Beans are a great thing to have on food storage because they have so much protein packed in. It's not like, I mean, you can't really, you can keep meat in your freezer, but it's, you know, only good for so long. And like I said, if you are out of power, you're gonna lose that food. But I have some downstairs in my pantry. I have some chicken, like dried chicken. I have that canned tuna that won't last a long time, but you know, you can have some meats canned, but beans are a great source of protein. Beans and rice together, I mean, if that's all you have, that's not too bad. So anyways, let me know if you have any questions about food storage. I don't know everything, but I do love it, and I do study it, and I do, you know, do what I can to practice it. Let me go down, I'll show you a few things in my pantry now. I know I did them in my video, pantry clean out video, but let me just show you to give you an idea of everything I have for food storage. Okay, sorry about the lighting, it's super weird in here, but this is my pantry for those of you who didn't see my video. And so just to give you a little idea of a little more food storage, I have burgers and canned meat, and I just kind of put them up here. I should probably organize them better. So I have extra oils and chocolate milk, chocolate syrup, ranch, and just all my extra stuff. I got these when they were on sale, probably need to use them soon. Potato flakes, black beans, ketchup. So anyways, just extra items that I have. And then I always just have extra in my pantry, like these are canned tomatoes. This I have little rack. This has my crushed tomatoes, and I think this is tomato sauce and bouillon that I use.